Imagine a deal so audacious, it could redraw the economic map of an entire continent. Borders, once iron curtains, are dissolving. Tariffs, those age-old guardians of national interest, are crumbling. A single market, a unified force, is rising from the ashes of fragmented economies. This is not a dream. This is the African Continental Free Trade Area, and it's about to change everything. For centuries, the story of Africa has been told through a distorted lens. A narrative of dependency, of foreign influence dictating our fate. But beneath the surface, a quiet revolution has been brewing. A shift in power, orchestrated not by outside forces, but by ourselves. We've been taught to believe that our strength lies in exporting raw materials, in feeding the industrial engines of distant lands. We've been conditioned to see each other as competitors, separate nations vying for scraps from the global table. But what if I told you that the real treasure was hidden, not overseas, but within ourselves? Amongst ourselves. The dream of a unified Africa, a continent unshackled, has been a recurring theme in our history. Kwame Nkrumah envisioned it. Patrice Lumumba fought for it. Generations have yearned for it. But the reality seemed perpetually out of reach, hampered by artificial borders and entrenched interests. For decades, intra-African trade languished, accounting for a mere 15% of our total trade. The vast majority of our goods flowed outwards, enriching others while leaving us dependent. This, despite the fact that Africa holds 60% of the world's arable land. In 1963, the Organization of African Unity was formed, promising collaboration. But the path to real economic integration remained fraught with challenges. But something extraordinary has been happening. Away from the headlines, a new chapter is being written. An agreement signed in Kigali, Rwanda, on March 21, 2018, has quietly reshaped our destiny. A pact so ambitious, so transformative, that it holds the potential to turn the old narrative on its head. But the sheer scale of the result? Wait for it. The whispers of change are growing louder. They are carried on the wind, rustling through the baobab trees, echoing in the bustling markets from Lagos to Nairobi. We've seen the story unfold, the colonial grip loosening, the slow, painstaking climb towards self-determination. But this isn't just about political independence anymore. This is about charting our own economic course. Why does this moment, right now, matter more than ever? Because the chessboard is shifting. The old superpowers are faltering, distracted by their own internal struggles, their own crumbling empires. And into that space, a new player has emerged. China. Since the year 2000, China has poured over $2 trillion into African infrastructure, resources, and development. Think about that. $2 trillion. A figure that dwarfs even the post-World War II Marshall Plan, designed to rebuild all of Europe. We're talking railways snaking through the continent, harbors rising from the coastlines, dams harnessing the power of our rivers. Some see this as a new form of colonialism, a death trap waiting to spring. Others see opportunity, a chance to leapfrog stages of development, to build the infrastructure we need to truly compete on the global stage. But whatever your perspective, one thing is undeniable: Africa is no longer a passive recipient. We are active participants, negotiating deals, setting terms, and shaping our own future. The world sees Africa as a land of starving children, tribal wars, and corrupt leaders. But what if what they are really seeing is a carefully crafted illusion? A smokescreen masking a secret so powerful, so game-changing, that the very foundations of global power are about to be shaken. Because what if I told you that the average age on the African continent is just 19 years old? Wait. What? The AfCFTA. A bold experiment. A continent betting on itself. It's more than just lower tariffs and easier trade deals. It's about empowering African entrepreneurs, creating jobs for our youth, and building industries that can compete on a global scale. This is about Africans shaping their own destiny, not being dictated to by outside forces. Imagine a young woman in Nairobi, finally able to easily export her handcrafted goods to Accra. Think of a farmer in Zambia, accessing new markets for their produce in Lagos. This is the promise of the AfCFTA, and it's within our reach. Want to dive deeper into the economic forces shaping our continent? Explore the strategies African entrepreneurs are using to thrive in this new landscape. Then join our insider membership at pornoafric.com/membership.html for just $9 a month. Get exclusive insights, expert analysis, and connect with a Pan-African community. The African century is not a dream, it's a movement. High voltage follow, subscribe and like at Pan-Afric for daily Africa Plus Money Plus Wisdom.